Anirvachani. I came across this, and there's an explanation on what Anirvachaniya is in Viveka Chudamani. And so, can you please expand on that? In reference to Mithya and Maya, it says Anirvachaniya cannot be categorically denied or whatever. But can you? I would like to understand that more.
Yeah. So, Mithya is Anirvachaniya. Anirvachaniya means what? In English, how do I understand it? It is inexplicable. You cannot categorically say that it exists. And you cannot categorically say that it does not exist. So, we don't have to go too far. This friend is enough for us to understand Anirvachaniyam. Okay. So, if somebody asks, does pot exist? We are forced to say pot exists because that's what I have in my hand. It's a pot. But then pot exists means then clay will come up and say, wait a minute. I am there. Only clay is there. There is no other object called pot. What are you saying? Pot exists. Clay will protest. Clay will say there is only clay. There is no other object other than clay. That is what clay will claim. And you can't say no to clay also. That means what? I cannot say pot does not exist. And I cannot say pot exists also. Because clay is protesting. Because really speaking, there is no independent entity called pot does not exist. That is why the Satyam and Vidya is the greatest idea that a human being has developed. Because now they say, okay, go ahead and say there is pot. Go ahead and continue to say there is pot. But I'm cautioning you, pot is Mithya. Pot did not exist. And it seems to exist now. Okay, I'll give you that. But it won't exist later. And now all I can say, it seems to exist. Okay, it's useful. Pot is useful. You can pour your milk and coffee in the pot. Great, use it. But there is no separate entity called. This is called Anirvachani. Anirvachani. So, categorically can't say exists. What exists must exist in all 3 periods of time. No, doesn't exist in all.
Okay.
That is called Anirvachani.
So, Vyavaharik Satyam and then Paramarthik. I mean, I think that is what we are talking about here.
So let's see. What about Pratibhasikam?
It, in the sense, it's not in my dream. It's in this world, which I have to accept as Vyavaharik. So it's not. I'm not calling it Pratibhasikam.
So what about Pratibhasikam? Does it exist or
not? Another pot will, yes, a pot exists in Pratibhasik also. I dream of a pot every once in a while, I guess.
So the fact that there is a dream is there, it is there. That's why we are talking about dream.
Correct.
Nobody raises their hand and say, wait a minute, what is dream? What are you talking about? Nobody says that. Everybody seems to know what dream is. And we Vedantins love to use the dream example. And so dream exists, obviously. But we are also agreeing that dream world is vaporware. It's absolutely useless. Nothing is real about the dream. Dream also is Anirvachaniyam. Dream is not non-existent. If it is non-existent, we wouldn't be analyzing it. We wouldn't be talking about it. Therefore, dream is Anirvachaniyam. That means what? Pratibhasika Satyam is Anirvachaniyam. Vyavaharika Satyam, which I take to be absolutely real compared to the dream, that also is Anirvachaniyam.
Okay.
So Maya. So then Anirvachaniya Maya. Maya is, who makes all this happen? That is Maya. And so that also, Maya is also Anirvachaniya.
Okay.
Same category. Because Maya can't be Satyam. If Maya is Satyam, then Ishvara Satyam, Maya Satyam, 2 Satyams will be. Vikram Brahma is Satyam. Then what? Maya also is Satyam? No. Anything other than that is not Satyam.
Hmm.
Maya is a very important mithya for us. Very important. Okay.
So Akshar Maya is Anadi, clearly, but Kshara Purusha is Adi, has a beginning and end. That now we are really making all those three distinctions.
Correct.
Correct?
Correct. Correct.
Hmm.
So,
Okay,
Guruji,
धन्यवाद.
then how do you draw a parallel between gold ornaments, and the pot and the clay? The parallel is the same, but there is something missing in the equation.
Something missing in the
Equation, because you're talking about the relative existence, the existence itself, and the cause of the existence. Somehow I'm not getting the point there.
yeah. These are all examples. These are all examples. And so I'm not following your question still. What exactly you didn't follow?
I wish I could tell you more clearly. When we talk about gold and the ornaments, so the ornaments can exist, cannot exist without the gold component, whereas gold by itself can exist as itself without becoming the same way. Pot also has the inherent material clay, yet it exists and becomes a pot differently from the clay, and it has a short existence compared to the clay, which is the base of all the products that come out of it. So, what is the third factor that I'm missing? I'm feeling that I've understood that part, but there is a third part that you're bringing in, which is not gelling.
Third part means in today's shlokas, the third part.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this example is used only to discuss Satyam and Mithya. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and the in this today's shloka, he is making a for the pot which is the kshara. Okay, which is prakriti in the seventh chapter. In seventh chapter, it was only prakriti and purusha. It was Satyam and Mithya. Okay, prakriti. But here the Mithya is divided into two. Mithya is understood as two. One is the physically perceivable world. Okay, that is the ksharam. And then the physically imperceptible, can't even be thought of, is the akshara purusha mind, okay, which is the cause of the jagats, which is when we talk about pralaya, the whole world which is manifest becomes unmanifest. There is no form to talk about. There is no form to talk about. Yeah.
Yet it's still there.
It is still there in unmanifest, as unmanifest. Okay, and that unmanifest is Maya. We use the word Maya for that unmanifest, and he is saying, I'm superior to unmanifest and the manifest. Hmm. Is what he's saying. Let unmanifest be. It has the potential to create. I don't even have the potential to create. I'm not the creator. You can't attribute creation to me. You can attribute creation to Maya, but not to me. Okay? Gunam Brahma. Yeah. Sustains everything, but no agency at all. You can't. We say Ishvara Jagat Karta. Yeah. Karta, Kartirtam attributed to Maya. From unmanifest comes manifest. Therefore, Vyaktat, Avyaktat, Adhi, one Upanishad says, Adhi means different from, independent from Vyaktam and Avyaktam, Kshara Purusha and Akshara Purusha. Vyaktat, Avyaktat, Adhi. Like that. That is what is being talked about.
Thank
So,
you, Guruji.
yes, so therefore, I can understand why this example itself can be continued. Because in this example, that Maya is not there in this example. Ksharam part, the changing part, I can appreciate. The unchanging Satyam, I'm using clay as the example for the unchanging, sustaining Satyam. So what about this third entity called Maya? Yeah, so that is a separate Maya, manifest, unmanifest. Clay also goes back to unmanifest. Clay is also an object. Somebody can object, a clay also is an object. I can change clay. Clay is subject to change if somebody says. Then we will say, yeah, let it change, it becomes unmanifest. And so that unmanifest is also included in this shloka. But the example is only used to appreciate that Satyam, the Paramarthika Satyam from the Vyavaharika Satyam. Vidyaji, go ahead.
Jaykumar, I think Ramchandran was before me.
Ramuji is there.
And then I'll come.
Sure.
Okay, doesn't matter. But I just wanted to mention that in the context of naming, Swami Paramarthananda has given how it is named and all in this book which I shared yesterday.
Okay.
The Samskaras book I shared yesterday, which I found somewhere in my old drive. He has detailedly given. And he says, irrespective of whether it is a male child or a female child, the first name that is given is Vedosi. You are the Veda. Just information.
Yeah. Vedosi, Vedaha Asipam.
Tom Vedosi. That is the first name the father says to the child in the Namakarana ceremony.
Good. Vedosi. Yeah. Good information. So that's why they have 2-3 names they give. In our tradition, any number of names. Grandmother will give one name, grandfather wants this name, father wants this name, mother wants this name. So you just give all kinds of names.
He says, because everyone is Vedosi, you have to give a Vyavaharikal name. So that's why that is given. Because everyone's Punyavapa has to be recorded. So you have to be given a Vyavaharikal name.
You have to have a unique identity,
Like Aadhaar
number. Unique Aadhaar card number must be there.
So that you are given, and for that also there is a tradition how a male child is to be named, how a female child is to be named, and all these things he says. Very detailed. It is very interesting to read that book.
Very good. Thank you, Ramuji. Yeah. Yeah, Vaidya, go ahead.
Thank you, Ramuji, for that. I'll read it. Jaykumar had a couple of questions. So in chapter 7, it's actually Apara Prakriti, right? Apara Prakriti and Para Prakriti.
Yeah, correct.
Correct. So Apara Prakriti will include both Kshara Purusha and Akshara Purusha.
Correct.
Right. And then Para Prakriti, of course, is Purusha in that context.
Uttama Purusha.
Uttama Purusha. Sorry. Yes. Okay, very good. Thank you. And then I wanted to ask you another question. You mentioned that there is a verse, I think, in chapter 7, did you say, where Paramatma is used?
Paramatma Paramatmeti chapyuktaha. That was in the 12th, was it? Yeah, so it is in the 12th chapter. Sorry, wait a minute. No, not 12th
chapter.
No, this. Yeah, 13th chapter, 13:23.
Oh, 13:23. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, I heard the 23 part. I didn't hear the first part. Okay.
Like that it comes.
Okay.
Karta Bhokta Maheshwaraha Paramatme
Paramatmeti
chapyuktaha.
Dehesmin Purushah Paraha.
Yeah, 13:20.
Okay. Yeah, and then you also mentioned when you were talking about Kshara Purusha and Akshara Purusha, you said there are 4 things that you can be said. One is Saguna, and then you said Savikal, and then what are the 2 that you mentioned?
Yeah, Sagunam, Savikaram, Savikalpam, Mithya, and Achetana.
Okay.
That is for the Kshara and the Akshara Purusha. Huh?
Mhm.
Uttama Purusha has to be opposite of those.
Mm.
So it has to be Nirgunam, Nirvikaram, Nirvikalpam, Satyam, Chetanam.
Can you repeat one more time, Jekmar?
So,
Sagunam, Savikalpam?
Sagunam, Savikaram, Savikalpam, Mithya,
Mithya.
and Chetanam. These go together. The opposite of that would refer to the Uttama Purusha.
so Nirvikaram is changeless.
Correct. Savikaram is
Vikara is changed, right?
Savikaram. Savikaram is with change.
Savikaram. Nirvikaram is changeless.
Correct.
And Vikalpam is what? Savikalpam?
Divisibility. Divisibility.
Oh, divisibility. Okay.
Indivisible.
Okay.
Nirvikalpaha means indivisible. Savikalpam means divisible.
Divisible.
So that's a good word to understand science versus Advaita Vedanta.
Hmm.
Science is very good at dividing, and analyzing. Analysis means dividing. We're constantly dividing. Atom divided, proton, neutron, electron divided, further divide, quark. And what are they going to do with quark? They have to divide it further. Therefore, they are in the world of Savikalpa. They are never going to come to the Nirvikalpa world.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a clue. That's a clue. That science and Vedanta, many people love to say that science is approaching Vedanta. They don't understand what it's saying. What they mean is they have good intention. They say science is very rational and Vedanta also is very rational. Therefore, they must meet. Correct? Two rational streams of thought should meet somewhere. No, I'm saying two rational streams of thought need not meet at all.
Yeah.
Science versus Vedanta. A very interesting discussion.
Right. And then this was very interesting also, Jaykumar ji. You mentioned Akshara Purusha or Maya is Parinami Upadana Karana because it's the one that changes, right?
Correct.
Whereas Brahman, Uttama Purusha, Brahman is Vivarta Upadana Karana.
Correct.
Without changing, it is manifesting as the world, right? Then there is one more, right? There is an efficient cause. I forgot just for a minute, it slips my mind. That is?
So what is efficient cause? Who wants to answer the question? Efficient cause.
The consciousness changes. Not material, but consciousness part of it.
Efficient cause. Is Brahma is the efficient cause of this universe. Because without Brahma, the universe can't come. Okay. But unchangingly the cause.
No, I understand that. No. What is the Sanskritam word for that? I forgot.
Oh,
For efficient cause.
Nimitta Karanam.
Nimitta. Oh my God. A senior moment.
So the way to remember that is Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karanam.
Right. So where I was going with that was in this classification of Akshara Purusha and Uttama Purusha, then we will say Parinami Upadana Karana for Akshara Purusha, Vivarta Upadana Karana for Uttama Purusha, and also we will say Nimitta Karana.
Correct.
Right? Right. And when we say, so now this is, just I wanted to understand this correctly. When we say Brahman is Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karana, how should we understand that? Because here we have split it into two, but I guess we can say that Brahman is Brahman, Akshara Purusha is also Brahman, like that.
So, Brahma is the Nimitta Karanam, the cause, the efficient cause of the world. And then Upadana
Right.
Karanam, not Parinami Upadana Karanam, Vivarta Upadana Karanam.
Right.
And so, just like I am the Nimitta Karanam and the Upadana Karanam of the dream world,
Yes.
who is the creator of the
Yes.
dream world? So you ask,
Right.
what is the answer to that?
Mm-hmm.
I am the creator of my dream world. I am the Nimitta Karanam of the dream world. What about the
Right.
Upadana Karanam of the dream world? Material. Who is the material cause of the world? What is the material for that dream world? I am the material cause also.
Right.
That means I am the Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karanam of the dream. That's the way to understand.
Okay.
The Jagat also. That is why sometimes they will say Jagat is like the dream of Ishvara. Because now I understand my dream, so I can extrapolate that and refer to the world as the dream world of Ishvara. But I can't take it too literally because it means Ishvara has a mind and then Ishvara is sleeping and getting.
Right. It should not be. Yeah, I agree. And then, but the Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karana, does it extend to the Parinami Upadana Karana or no? It doesn't.
No, it does not. It does not. Because if it extends, then Brahman becomes Parinam. It's not Parinam. Now, for a Vishishta Advaiti, Brahma is a Parinami. Brahma has become the word. Brahma has become Vishnu, has become Shiva, has become Rama, everything Brahma has become. And so everything is Satyam also. Everything is Satyam also. Satyam has become, one Satyam has become another Satyam. Everything is Vyavaharika Satyam. Vyavaharika Satyam is Paramarthika Satyam for Vishishtadvaita. Correct?
Right.
For everybody other than an Advaita Vedanti, everything is Satyam. Mithya idea does not exist at all. Therefore, they don't ever meet. Two darshanas in that two philosophies in that world cannot never meet. Always will be different. My God is different from your God. My heaven is different from your heaven. My modes of worship will be different from your modes of worship. Everything is different. Because everything is Satyam. In the world of Vidya, everything is different. Yeah. So, there it is, Parinami Upadana Karanam. Brahma is Parinami Upadana Karanam for a Vishishtadvaita.
Yeah. Then
why they say that? Well, because everything is Satyam. You say Brahma is Satyam, Jagat is Mithya, Anirvachaniya Mithya. Then you can talk about possibilities. Vivartam, Parinami and Vivartapadana Karanam and all you can talk. Then Jivan Mukti can be there. Then Aham Brahmasmi and all can be there. Otherwise, Aham Brahmasmi, what can you say, Aham Brahmasmi? What can you say? Brahma is changing. I am also changing. Therefore, I must go somewhere. I have to look for a place. Moksha will be equated to looking for a place to hide. We all want a hiding place, where I can be happy forever. So that becomes the goal. There's no other choice. There is no other chance. You have to look for a place. That's why heaven becomes very, 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 very important for every other darshan. Very important. And therefore fights against which heaven is a better, superior heaven. On this thing. Anyway, those are the consequences of parinami upadana karanam taken as satyam.
Jaykumarji, quick question.
Yeah,
Did
thank
you
you.
also refer to Maya as Nirvikara? You said Akshara, Nirvikara, Anadi, and Ananta. That one thing, using Nirvikara for Maya is kind of.
Correct. Occasionally that also is used, even though Maya is Vikarini, she's Vikarini. But sometimes Nirvikara means you have to read it as Akshayam. Maya cannot be destroyed. Maya
In the
is
sense that it is Anadi and Anantam.
Anadi Anant. That is the way to look at it. Yeah. In Lalita Sahasranamam, what do we have? There must be many words related to this. It'd be nice to pick up those words. I've not done that exercise, but it'll be good to see. Of the 1,000 names, this Vikari, what is it some places she's a Vikari, other places she's a Nirvikari? All that we should be able to list and see how it plays out.
Many times it says Nirvikara only. Nirvikara, Nirashraya, Nitya Buddha, Nitya Tripta.
Nitya Buddha, Nitya Siddha, Nirvikara, something like that, right?
Correct. So we will never call her as Vikari. Vikaravati, never we will call her.
Because in Lalita Sahasranamam, Devi is the Purusha, the Uttama Purusha.
Correct. Everybody else worships Devi. Brahma, Shiva, everybody worships Devi. Vishnu also worships Devi. Therefore, he is Nirvikari, Nirvikarini, Nirvikara. Good. So we have all these ideas. Okay, we'll pause with that. It's 8:30 here.
Anuradha ji has a question.
Oh yeah, sure. Well, sorry, I didn't miss that.
I'm not like that I'll think, oh, you deliberately did that. Okay. You mentioned the Para-prakriti, Apara-prakriti of the 7th chapter, right? And Purusha and Prakriti. But on the 8th chapter, we also have Kshara and Akshara.
Yeah.
That is the Akshara Brahman and Kshara is the Prakriti. So here, with Premaji's question that, we usually go with Nirguna Brahman and Saguna Brahman. So this Kshara and Akshara, we can divide it. I'm just asking if we can, that Kshara is the world and maybe Akshara is Maya, but Maya is also changing, right? So how do you divide those two, Maya and the world?
Yeah. So difference between the two is one is Vyaktam, another is Avyaktam. World is also changing, Maya is also changing. So what is the difference? One is manifest, other is unmanifest.
Unmanifest with the potential.
Maya is not visible. Maya is Shakti. Shakti is not visible. Okay. And first point is well taken. What is the first point she said? Anuradha said that 8th chapter, Kshara Purusha and Akshara Purusha, that's it, there are only two. So there Akshara Purusha is Nirgunam Brahma. Here the same word Akshara Purusha is used. to not refer to Nirgunam Brahma, but to Maya. Context is different. Context is different. Nothing wrong, because words can be defined by their context. And because in some cases, Brahma itself doesn't mean Nirgunam Brahma. Brahma means Veda. So different meanings, different contexts, everything can be said. So here, yeah, you're right. So the first important point is, by using the word Aksharam here in this chapter number 15, Krishna is creating a potential confusion. If carefully, if somebody is just reading Bhagavad Gita and all, they'll get confused. They'll get confused because until now I was following everything Aksharam, Brahma and all I was saying. Suddenly Akshara Purusha, Uttamaha Purusha tu Anyaha. Oh, there is something other than Brahma.
And
All
also
along,
the word kutastha.
uh,
Kutastha usually means like inside jiva, the jivatma, Kuta, the song is Antaryami Kutastha Sarva Gosmiyaham. So there, Kutastha is also different meaning.
yeah, Kutastha also can have different meanings. You know what? You know where we use the word Kutastha? We will use the word Kutastha. Kutastha Ishvaraha. Kutastha Ishvaraha, we will say. Whenever we want to attribute Guna and Shakti, we use the word Kutastha Ishvara, because we don't want to attribute Shakti to Nirgunam Brahma. We don't want to attribute anything to Atma or Brahma. Therefore, we will say Kutastha Ishvara. Leave Brahma aside. In all this game, just leave him aside. He is the protector of all. So, and he has no guna. So, we will insulate Brahma from all this discussion, cause-effect discussion. And so, we will quietly say Kutastha Ishvara. And we will do all the cause and effect in this world and leaving Brahma aside. And then it will become evident to us that Brahma, Nirgunam Brahma has to be there, without which all this discussion is impossible. Yeah, that is how the study goes.
Because Kutastha is usually defined as like the Ghatakasha, Mahakasha. That the Kutastha, the Chidabhasa, or that is the real Mahakasha.
So you are referring to Kutastha as Mahakasha.
No.
Or Ghatakasha.
Ghatakasha.
Correct. So that's good. Mahakasha will become Brahman. So
yeah,
Ghatakasha.
Mahakasha is Brahman. Ghatakasha is Kutastha.
Yeah. Good. That's also fine. In that context, Kutastha is something other than Nirgunam Brahma. Yeah. Here Maya. In other cases, the Ishvara, Saguna Ishvara. Sagunam Brahma also is called Kutastha Ishvara.
Yeah, Kutastha.
Yeah.
Jaykumarji, manifest is, so there is manifest, unmanifest with the potential to manifest, and unmanifest without the potential to manifest, right?
Correct. You can look at it. Correct. Unmanifest, which has no guna. Therefore,
that's Uttama. That's
Uttama. Good.
Quick
Swapna.
question, Jaykumarji. Yeah, in verse 17, the word udahritaha, and in verse 18, prathitaha. Is it synonyms?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, dhanyawad.
You know the word udah, adhyahara. That's called adhyahara. It's not udah. It's different. There's a word called adhyahara. You know what that means? Adhyahara. Adhyahara.
Implied?
Yeah, the
Implied.
Adhyahara, the
Implied, right?
it's S
No,
sign,
that's
right?
avagraha, right?
No.
That's avagraha.
Oh, yeah,
Supplied.
yeah.
That is avagraha. That is avagraha.
Yeah,
Implicit,
okay,
right?
okay.
Adhyahrita is implicit or
Once
implied?
again, Bhagya.
Implied,
Yeah.
right? Implied or implicit?
Okay, so something like that. So what is taken into account? What is taken for granted but not explicitly stated? Okay, it's called Adhyahritam, not Udahritam.
Oh, we say it in Anvaya, right?
Ah, Anvaya.
Ah,
So if you look at one shloka, some verb will be missing. What is the verb? Hey, is there?
Supplied.
Given in the previous shloka.
Supplied or placed.
yeah.
Supply. You have to bring it down. Whatever follows,
That's okay.
whatever is the
Yeah.
theme, that is called Adhyahritam.
I heard it so many times. Yes. Yeah.
Mostly we say asti, bhavishyati, bhavati, adhyahara. We supply.
Adhyahara. Correct.
Yeah.
Udaharita is different, well known, etc. Yeah, Prasad, go ahead.
Yeah, very quickly. So basically today,
Prasad, your questions are never quickly and all, it won't go. So anyway, because 8:35, I'm watching the clock here and my next class is coming up.
Jaykumarji, I hope you get your breakfast. Because they stop supplying in their campus. Please see that you are not starving.
I can ask in the next class.
Now, tell me the question at least.
No, actually, so I'm interpreting today's Sharakshara basically is like the three reflections like Karana to Karya, which basically Adhyaropa Apavada. Can I take it like Adhyaropa Apavada here? Because we are talking about the Karana, which is unmanifest, which is in the seed form, becoming Kshara, which is Karya. So
the Adhyaropa here is the Karanatvam is Adhyaropita, means is superimposed on Brahma. Karyatvam also is superimposed on the world. So the minute you say the world is an effect, then you have to ask for what is the cause. This cause effect, both are superimposed on. So if you say that Maya is the cause, and if you say Jagat is the effect, both the causeness and effectness or cause status, causal status and effect status are superimposed on Nirgunam Brahma Uttamaha Purusha. That is Adhyaropa.
Right.
Apavada is understanding it and negating thereby. It's called Apavada.
Nishida.
Nisheda.
Yeah. So, I mean, though the words are introduced, basically it is the same concept, the Kshara, Akshara, but which can be understood that way, basically from seed form, which is becoming Akshara, becoming Kshara, manifest into the Karya, from the Karana to Karya.
And the Brahma is neither the seed nor the tree.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
Otherwise, we might get in this context.
Yeah, Uttam Purusha, I'm not talking, just only Kshara and Akshara. Yeah.
Yeah, correct.
That way. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrita Kalashahastaya Sarvamaya Vinashanaya Trailokyanataya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha. Thank you.
Thank you, Jacob.
Thank you.
Thank you. Go and eat.
Thank you, Jacob.
Thank you. Thank you.